This is Monkey World in Dorset, the largest ape and monkey rescue centre on the planet. Today on Monkey Life. Nerves are running high in the chimp nursery as newcomer Brian is introduced to volatile Sheamus.
Sheamus, behave yourself.
It's either going to go amazingly well, or I imagine it'll end in tears.
Dinda, the hand-reared baby orangutan, faces a big challenge. She's spending her first night in the orang nursery. And orangutan Amy has a smashing time. Monkey World Rescue Centre was set up 20 years ago by the late Jim Cronin. It's a thriving 65-acre sanctuary in Dorset, giving refuge to abused and neglected primates. Caring for their 160 animals is Park Director Alison Cronin, Animal Manager Jeremy, and a team of dedicated primate care staff.
This park exists for the individual monkeys and apes that need rescuing and what their needs are. And we sort of look at the different groups of monkeys and apes as families, and these are their homes. So as they grow up, we'll grow up with them and evolve.
Since Monkey World began, 185 apes and monkeys have been rescued, giving them a second chance of life with their own kind. New arrival, Brian, has been living in the chimp nursery with dominant female Sally and youngsters Ben and Pip. But today he's about to face a big challenge. Brian's going to meet the nursery's naughtiest resident, Sheamus.
He's the one we've been wondering about because he's so boisterous, such a little hooligan, and Brian has those same tendencies, so it's either going to go amazingly well, or I imagine it'll end in tears pretty quickly if they both get overexcited.
Chimpanzees are extremely sociable, and alliances are very important to them. Brian has built up a strong relationship with Sally.
So we made sure that Brian stayed at least 24 hours with Sally, all on her own, so that they now have a bond.
Sally is the park's resident foster mum. She helped to raise 29 chimps, including Sheamus. And the pair are extremely close. So nobody's quite sure if there'll be friction when Brian arrives.
Of course, Sally and Sheamus's bond is stronger, and therefore she might choose Sheamus's side if Brian and Sheamus have a dispute. I think she might actually stick with Brian, though, because I think she's a bit fed up with Sheamus and his boisterous activities.
Animal Manager Jeremy is on hand for when Sheamus arrives to make sure things run as smoothly as possible. And it's a good job he is. When Sheamus makes his entrance, he's his typical rowdy self.
Hey! Sheamus, behave. Sheamus, behave yourself.
There's an air of excitement in the nursery. This meeting could still go very badly.
Sheamus, behave.
Sally's the boss in here, but Jeremy's on hand to calm things down if needed. He can't stop the chimp's unruly behaviour, but he can step in and take Sheamus outside if he has to.
Stop it.
Later on, Jeremy needs Sally's help to keep Sheamus under control.
Keep on top of this, Sally. Don't let it out your sight.
And over in the orangutan's nursery, Mum Xiao Kuai also has her hands full with the confident young Kai. Monkey World is home to 13 orangutans. The youngest is 9-month-old Dinda. And today, Keeper Mike is moving her development on a stage.
It's your last trip, isn't it? You're going to be a big girl now. You're going to be with all the big boys and girls. No baby, no more.
Mum Roro failed to feed Dinda, so she's been hand-reared by Mike. But she can't stay with humans forever. Mike's hopeful she's ready to move into the orangutan nursery full-time.
You're free. This is your last nappy. So you can go in here, little guinea. Here we go. Yep. She's been coming down here now for quite a few days. And you see, she doesn't cry now. She's fantastic. She got so used to being moved to different, cages and going different places with different keepers. Put her in there. First couple of days we started bringing her down. She would start to give a little cry. We used to just go outside and sit outside and wait, and with about 3-4 minutes she'd shut up. And as soon as she'd hear you, she'd start crying again. And then it just went quiet after a week or so.
Dinda has been spending her days in the orangutan nursery and going home with Mike. But that's all about to change.
Tonight's her first big night, because she thinks she's going home at 3 o'clock, which is going to be a big shock to her. She will go in here, have her tea, and then she's going to sleep with, at the moment, I think it's going to be Arme and Jolie. And then I'm going to sleep on the floor here with her tonight, and maybe tomorrow, just to make sure nothing untoward happens. And then she can live in the nursery full time. Touch wood, fingers crossed, it should be plain sailing.
Unlike Dinda, 2-year-old Kai has been reared by his mum since birth. He is growing up fast, and over the last year, he's been developing his climbing and swinging skills. Orangutans' feet work like an extra pair of hands. In the wild, this helps them move through the treetops. Kai is slowly getting to grips with the outdoor enclosure. He's bold enough to explore by himself. But being the perfect mum, Xiao Kuai is there to offer a helping hand when he just can't make it on his own. In the wild, young orangutans usually stay with their mothers until they're around 7 years old. They will learn everything from them, including what to eat and how to build nests. Kai's confident and independent. He likes to show off his climbing skills as he explores. Mature, self-sufficient, making his own way in the big, wide world. With Mum a couple of paces behind, just in case. It's a risky business being a baby orangutan, and Xiao Kuai isn't going to take any chances. So, whether it's high up on the tower or lower down on the poles, she follows him on all his adventures. And, in the end, it's pretty clear that even the most intrepid adventurer appreciates having a mum around when they're a bit tired. Back in the chimp nursery, new arrival Brian is meeting lovable hooligan Sheamus, and animal manager Jeremy is on hand as referee.
Just some brain checkers. Don't get bouncy. Fat lump.
The meeting could still go either way. Sheamus is still exerting that never-ending energy of his, and Jeremy is still trying to keep the peace. Sheamus might be a handful, but Sally's right there to help Jeremy out.
Daughter Sal. Good girl, Sal. Good girl, Sal.
She's spending her time playing with Sheamus, but there's a reason for this. Sally's keeping him away from Brian.
Good girl, Sal. Sort him out. Sort him out. Where's that little boy gone? He's there. It's good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, Shay. Good boy. Good boy. Let him calm down. It's all a bit much for this little lad. He's doing really well. Sheamus is Tigger. He's big and bouncy with little brain, and so he's all over. You know, he's a bit too big and strong, but then Sally's stepping in and policing everything to keep him under control. It's all a bit much for poor little Brian, isn't it? It's all a lot to take in for a little boy, isn't it? Yeah. It's all very much to take in for a little chap on his early days.
And it's not surprising that Brian's having a hard time settling. Before coming to Monkey World, Brian had a tragic start in life. He was stolen from the wild in West Africa and was smuggled to Mexico, where he was being trained as a beach photographer's prop. But he had a lucky escape. He was confiscated by the Mexican authorities and handed over to Jim and Alison. This is Brian's first week living at Monkey World.
You know, he's only a little lad. He's only a very young boy, and he's had, you know, quite a horrendous, well, incredibly horrendous week. He's moved home. He's flown halfway around the world. He's met a whole new load of people. I mean, he was, you know, everybody in his life now he's never seen before, so he's got to make friends. He's got to, you know, everything's... I'm going to keep on, I don't care. I'm going to keep on with this interview because I'm just so professional. Everything is just totally new to him. So, I mean, he's only a little lad. Of course he's going to be a bit shell-shocked, and every now and again he goes into this sort of shut-off mode, and then he sort of gets his brain together, and then he's back on form again.
Brian is a sociable chimp, which is helping his integration. But with a rogue like Sheamus to contend with, Brian definitely needs to look out for himself.
Hey, Sheamus, come here. Sit down. Sit down with me and be calm. Yeah, come on, sit down, calm. Calm. Sit down. Oh, no, sorry, I'm trying to keep him calm. I just said how good you are at this. Right, sit here and behave.
The nursery can be a chaotic place, and Jeremy certainly has his hands full.
And calm, and relax. Deep breath and relax. You're not listening, are you?
In Monkey World's chimp nursery, it's been 2 hours since new boy Brian was introduced to hooligan Sheamus. And finally, an air of calm has descended on the group.
Just relax. Sheamus, relax. Not the bum in the face. We don't do bums in faces, particularly your farty bottom. Everybody's made it clear to Sheamus that if he touches Brian, that he's in big trouble. And I think the tiny bit of brain cell that Sheamus has got has just dawned on him.
3-year-old Brian is understandably wary of Sheamus, but he's brave enough to join him in a play session.
Sheamus?
Sheamus is at last calming down, and the chimps seem to be getting along.
Very nicely, Sheamus. Good boy.
This is the breakthrough that Jeremy has been waiting for. Sheamus starts to groom Brian.
Of course, all this grooming is a really, really important thing to these chaps. It's how they speak. And it's quite simple. You know, if you are grooming somebody, you come in peace. You're not being aggressive. You're not being, you know, you only want peace, peaceful communication rather than aggressive. And it really is that simple. Now, clearly, it is an instinctive thing because young Brian here won't have learnt much, in so much as he's had very little chimpanzee socialising in his life. Of course, with Sally here, he's got a really good teacher, you know, because she's so patient with him. She's so, you know, she doesn't lose it with him. She doesn't get angry with him. She's, you know, she's very consistent with him. I really don't think this could have gone any better today. You know, it really is, it's all good. I mean, look at him now. I mean, an hour ago he was very cautious of Sheamus and, you know, he was okay, but he's cautious. Now, in the last few minutes, he's actually instigated contact with Sheamus and playing with Sheamus, and it's all, you know, it's all coming together really nicely.
Back in the orangutan nursery, baby Dinda is moving in full-time. And keeper Mike is moving in too.
This is just for one night.
As this is Dinda's first overnight with orangutans, Mike's sleeping alongside her. But these days, he's not into roughing it.
But sometimes I've had just a sort of blow-up mattress which goes on the floor. But I thought for the next 2 nights, I'm a little bit older than the last time I did this, I thought for the next 2 nights I'll have a little bit of luxury. Be the first night that she's actually spent with an orangutan rather than a human being for company. So it's a very big night for her. I will be here on the bed here in case anything goes wrong, but I don't think anything will. I think it's going to be a straightforward night. She may wake up during the night and just wonder where she is. Any problems, I'm here, and Jeremy's at the other end of the radio as well. So it's a very important step for her tonight. This is another move on. And it also means, hopefully, that the keepers and myself won't have to sort of sit with her at night time. She's got a nice big cage here and bedrooms that she can climb around in, so she's going to be moving around a lot more. She's going to develop, she's going to work up her appetite more. She's going to grow quicker as well and interact with what she should be interacting with, and that's orangutans. It's a great relief, though, when they do sort of leave home, as it were, and end up being part of the orangutan colony here at Monkey World. And I'll be redundant. That'll be fantastic.
But Dinda's not going to be the youngest orang in Monkey World for long. Soon there's news of another baby in need of a new home. Monkey World is committed to keeping all their animals busy and occupied. And that's just what animal manager Jeremy is doing for the orangutans. In the wild, most of an orangutan's food grows in the treetops, and they have little reason to come to the ground. So Jeremy's hanging up giant fruit ice lollies to refresh them on this hot day. Just like us, an orang's primary sense is sight. And both Roro and Lucky have spotted their prizes. But Lucky's not having much luck. Others want to steal her prize. Leading the way is Amy. She's higher up the group pecking order, so Lucky knows it's best just to let her steal the ice. Amy doesn't share. She is stubborn and not to be messed with. In captivity, orangutans, like most primates, have a hierarchy. At the bottom is Xiao Lan. This means she's going to have to patiently wait her turn. Amy loves her food, and not even 21-year-old male Tuan is going to come between her and her giant ice lolly. Tuan may be bigger and stronger than Amy, but he's smart enough just to sit and watch and wait. Amy is particularly clever, and she's worked out a way of getting to enjoy the ice quicker. But the platform isn't strong enough to crack the prize. When she gives up, Tuan's patience has paid off. He's right there, ready to take over. But even his powerful jaw can't break through. Amy, though, hasn't given up at all. She's just found another ice lolly that looks easier to smash. And this time, she cracks it. Smashed to pieces, she can finally indulge. But the big male Tuan has been keeping his eye on Amy, and now he's determined to get his share. Full speed ahead. It's obvious he's not going to give up, so Amy cleverly smashes her share and gives him some. She might be selfish, but she's not stupid. Half a lolly is better than no lolly at all. Amy and her troop live in one of 3 orangutan groups at the park. Next door to her is the unique Orang Creche. 3 youngsters from different backgrounds live here. They're looked after by a foster mum, 13-year-old May. 3 years ago, Monkey World became the European creche for orphaned orangutan babies needing a new home.
Any babies that are born within the captive population throughout Europe, if their mothers don't care for them properly and they can't be integrated back into a group of orangutans, they will be sent to Monkey World to join Ame and all of our guys over there.
And it looks like Ame's soon going to have another baby to look after.
Got a phone call in an email last week, and it turns out that there is I believe she's coming up to be about 2 years old now, female Bornean orangutan who was orphaned at birth, and they haven't been successful putting her back in the group in Paris. This is the old menagerie zoo in Paris, and their baby orangutan, Linga, will be coming to join Aris, Jolie, Xiaoning, and Ame now in our nursery group, so it's becoming quite a little international set.
Rescuing primates or giving them a home when needed is a crucial part of Monkey World's work. Linga will be the 186th primate to join the park. And it's animal manager Jeremy who's made the journey to Paris to collect her. He'll need to spend time getting to know Linga. It's important she has someone she feels comfortable with to help her to settle into her new life.
This must be Linga. She's the only one that's the right sort of size and age. Certainly looks in good shape. Right, well, let's go and say hello to her then.
And next time, Jeremy gets more than he bargained for. Linga has him under attack.
No, not the aerial assault, no!
In Paddy's chimp group, all hell breaks out. Over a big fruit lolly. And Alison says her goodbyes to Julio, the woolly monkey she hand-reared from birth.
Job well done, I guess, because he's quite a nice little lad. Even though you do suck your thumb still. I know.